Hey, this is Kelly from the Dolly Rocks.
This is Joe Queer from the Infamous Queers.
Hey, Sleepy P. Martini.
Hey, this is Indica Flower.
And you are listening to
Our Brains Hurt.
Our Brains Hurt.
Our Brains Hurt.
Losers.
Well, they needed a jingle for their stupid little show, so they called up the Jasons and we said, fuck no. Then they called us again and they gave us $20 and we wrote them a song that said, your podcast sucks. Then they gave us more money and they asked us really nice and we finally gave in and we said, all right, I'll write you a song, but it's gonna be a clone of a Screeching Weasel song that we heard a while ago. So we wrote them a jingle and it sounded really rad. It was the best little jingle that their podcast ever had, but the file got corrupted and the email didn't work. Now they're stuck without a jingle singing our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. In a very non-copyright infringing sort of way.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Our Brains Hurt. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. It is December 17th, 1 week before Christmas. Hope your shopping is all done. If not, that's on you. But be sure to check out punkboxrocks.com. That's punkboxrocks.com for an awesome punk rock merch subscription service. Stuff will be sent to you or a friend if you choose to buy it for somebody else. Stuff that you would normally find at a merch table at a punk show, like buttons, patches, stickers, koozies, CD, vinyl, all sorts of cool shit. Sent to you once a month. punkboxrocks.com. Also, be sure to check out merchslut.com. Merch Slut has a wide array of awesome band t-shirts. These are official band t-shirts. She gets them directly from the label or the band themselves. Not cheap knockoffs. She also has a lot of cool toys, notebooks, funny greeting cards, all sorts of cool gifts you can get. Check out merchslut.com. Now, let's get to the show. What are you drinking?
Some Peebers.
Nice. I'm drinking Martinelli's apple cider.
Yeah.
I had a colonoscopy today, so I had anesthesia. I'm not supposed to drink alcohol.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you drink enough of that shit, you're going to give yourself another colonoscopy.
I know.
That's word to the wise for everybody out there in podcast land. Do not ever drink an entire bottle of sparkling apple cider in one sitting. It will not go well for you.
But for tomorrow, I did get some of these per your recommendation.
Oh, the Founder's Breakfast Stout.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
For tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
Nothing. Just Thursday.
Oh.
Just the day that I could drink again.
Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, I was one of those rare moods or times when I was in the mood for a stout. I was like, what did Matt just suggest to me that one? I was like, it was Founders. And I turned around, it was like right there. I was like,
that shit's expensive, but you'll understand why it's expensive.
Yeah. And I got that Delirium Noel. You ever have that? Like a Belgian, comes in like a white bottle.
Yeah. Yes, I have actually. I have had it before.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've always seen it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll grab one of these too. And of course I got some Mad L.
Yeah, of course. That Founders, that specific breakfast stout, is that the oatmeal coffee stout?
Yeah, double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout.
Yeah, the double chocolate. Oh god, yeah. That one's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Something about coffee and stouts, man. It works so well. Who knew coffee beer was going to be so good?
Yeah.
Sounds like a weird thing. And then like I think like the Drew Carey show kind of popularized it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that wasn't like a big thing. And then the Drew Carey show, on all those years, they ran a company that was like Buzz Beer, and it was like coffee and beer.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah,
and then people actually started doing it. It turns out it's real good.
Yeah,
Kona may have been the first to do it, or at least the first like major brewery to do it. I'm sure there was.
Yeah.
Well, back in those days, there wasn't all these craft breweries fucking everywhere.
Right.
I don't ever remember hearing about coffee beer. I'm sure somebody did it before the Drew Carey show did, but
tonight we were talking to Horrorwood Ending.
Yes.
Out of PA.
Yeah. Haven't known about these guys too long. Was introduced to them from a friend of the show, John Grove from Coffee with Lions. little shout out there.
Yep.
And pass me off to these guys, talk to them, listen to whatever they had on Spotify. I think it might be like an album or an EP or something.
Mhm.
Liked it, and then and then received this past week. I know they'd scheduled for like December because they wanted to put some stuff out.
Mhm.
Like debut some new tunes.
Hell yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck yeah. We love debuting new tunes.
Yes.
And they sent us the little 3-song EP that they're doing
Really good.
this past week, and it's extremely good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna. And I asked them for 2 songs to play, like we normally do, debut some songs, and they said they couldn't decide
Okay.
on 2 of the 3, so they're gonna send all 3. And I said, well, fuck it, we'll just play all 3 then.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, that'd be cool.
Awesome.
I got a little Savage Remains news.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's the word?
Swinger hit me up yesterday.
Yeah.
Our guitarist. Yeah. Because Brand New Disease has been off of Spotify for a while.
Okay.
And it got taken down from Spotify. And
Why?
We don't know. We still don't really know. We finally got a hold of our old login to the distributor from an old bandmate.
Mm-hmm.
And there seems to be nothing wrong there. So what we can only figure is it got taken down for copyright issues, potentially because of a Ramones cover that we have on there.
Oh.
So we're going with the other distributor.
Mhm.
I'm going to re-upload it and we're like minusing 3 songs. We're going to minus the cover of Crusher. We're going to minus the Ramones Jason's thing just in case.
Mhm.
And then we're going to minus Schizo because that song sucks and should have never been on the album to begin with. Yeah, so that album's going to go from, I think, the 17 songs that it was to 14 songs. A little bit more manageable.
Yeah.
Y'all can still listen to the Ramones cover about the Jasons on the tribute to the Jasons album that they asked me to use a while back, and a bunch of other bands on that covered Jason songs, which is funny because we got a B-sides album that still hasn't come out that we're gonna put out that has a Jason's cover.
Yeah. Cool.
That I would have given to that dude if it would have been available or even finished. I don't think.
Yeah.
It might still need some touching up, but
Gotcha.
timing just wasn't right. So you can always go listen to, and on our Bandcamp page we have those Ramones covers still there.
Yep.
So.
Well, they are in the room. I'm going to let them in. Ryan and Ryan.
Cool.
We do go by last names, so that'll make it easier for all of us.
Cool.
Yeah. There used to be 3 Ryans a long time ago.
No shit, really.
Oh,
The original,
we
the
have-
original lineup was 3 Ryans.
How did you not call yourself the Ryans?
I don't know how. We've had that question a lot. We do have a rule though. The only way you get to call us Ryan is if you're the first Ryan that you've met. So whenever we introduce a new friend into the group, whoever they met first, they can call Ryan. Everybody else is the last name.
Gotcha.
I like this rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really fucks us up when I go over to to practice or whatever, and his wife will be like, Ryan. We're like, what?
Yeah.
Without fail, we've been friends now for how long have we been friends?
22 years or something.
It still happens. Yeah.
Wow. You guys are from York, right? Or the York area? No.
We're from Lancaster.
Okay.
We like to say that York is our adopted home
Mhm.
because when we started playing shows again, they quickly decided we were from York. All the flyers said from York.
There was
They were
one that said we were from Harrisburg.
Yeah. So far,
yeah.
every show we play, we're from a different town, and it's like, whatever.
Nice.
Harrisburg. Huh?
Just claim Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we're just we started technically in Lancaster, PA. So, and I don't know why. I'm from Lancaster, but
Do you still live there?
oh yeah.
Okay.
But whenever I'm speaking to somebody else about it, I say it like I've never been there. I say Lancaster.
Yeah.
But like no one from Lancaster says it that way.
Yeah.
But
No, you have to say it like you're sneezing.
Lancaster.
Like you're sneezing. Well, at least they didn't say you were from Allentown. That's
Jesus.
What a
Ugh,
town.
what a town. We've been there many a time.
Mhm.
Many a time. Sterling Hotel, Crocodile Rock.
Fortunately, I have too. I don't live
yeah.
in Pennsylvania.
It's still a pretty good hike for us. But we've made that trip.
Is Lancaster between York and Philadelphia, or is it west of York?
Landon, that's for you.
It's like it's kind of northwest of
Okay.
York, or
Gotcha.
Lancaster's like northwest of York, and then
Okay.
we're like hour 45 west of Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not far from York at all. It's a 30-minute drive for me, but somehow a 50-minute drive for him. I don't get it. He lives in. He
I'm
lives
20 minutes further away.
Yeah, I don't know how. That's what you told me last time. Because someone
That's what
left,
it is. It's 50 minutes.
someone left their credit card at the kennel and had to go back on a Sunday. And I was like, I don't got time to 15 minutes back and forth.
I had time for my freaking money.
It was a practice day, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my card's gone."
That sucks. That's always a shitty thing
Yeah.
to realize.
Yeah, we were in. We were in whatever. We were in York at one of the clubs, Skid Row Garage, to see the Jasons on Saturday, and then Sunday I went up to the kennel for another show, and yeah, at some point my money ended up my plastic ended up on the ground at the kennel, and thank God somebody found it and turned it in at the bar. I just didn't realize it till the following day.
Is that a new venue, the kennel? I never heard of that before.
Oh, that's the West York Inn.
Oh, West York Inn.
West
Okay.
York Inn,
Yeah.
But did you guys play with the Jasons out there, or were you just at the show?
We were just there.
We wanted to. God, we wanted to. we had this show coming up Saturday where we're doing we're dropping the EP, and someone asked us to play York December 1st, and we were like, no, we have a show 2 weeks later, we're going to build that up. So we said no, and then the Jason show got announced for the same day, and we were like, shit, do we keep our word or do we try and get on a show with the Jasons?
Have you played with them before?
No.
Oh, well,
It was our first time seeing them too.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we're a little late to the Jasons game, but as soon as I found them, I was like, "Oh, I'm fucking in.
yeah.
This is it."
Yeah, it's hard not to be. Yeah, well, maybe we should make that happen.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
That'd be incredible.
we should
Yeah,
make that happen.
That would be
Unless
amazing. That'd be amazing.
unless it happens before we make it happen, because we only book like 4 or 5 shows a year. But if it doesn't, then maybe we should make that.
You guys had done the pie shop like the following day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the second. Yeah.
Last week, Saturday show.
It seems that we're doing a thing with the Jasons every year on December 2nd. First, I don't know, it's just happened that way, but
The past 2 years. December 2nd.
Yeah, I was standing at the merch table at the end of the night, and literally everyone was like, "See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow." I was like, "Holy shit! All of these people are going." And like, Sunday is our practice day, so like, because that was a Sunday, right? Or was that a Saturday?
It was a Saturday night.
It was a Saturday.
It's a Saturday night. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go out Friday night or we go out Saturday night. You know how that is. You got one or the other.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You guys like born and raised in Lancaster, like grew up, went to high school there and all that stuff?
So I am born and raised in Lancaster. Went to high school, did the whole thing. Still here. Lannon, I'll let him explain his stuff. But we met in middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Colorado,
Oh, nice.
and I ended up in Lancaster, and yeah, met him, and middle school, 8th grade,
7th, bro.
I think, and we were like friends in school, and I think it was the last day of school. He's like, "Come over to my house." I go over to his house, and there's like 7th grade. Yeah, there's like a mini ramp in the backyard and like a fucking boombox playing music and shit. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but this is awesome.
Yes.
I need to do this. And it's just been ever since.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All my friends and I were all like skate punks, skate rats, whatever you want to call them. So me and him really got along at school. So I invited him over on the last day of school because I'm like, I'm never going to see this kid again. Life maybe would have been better had I not. But it was a really cool moment looking back because like all my friends got together. Like one of us gave him skate wheels, one of us gave him trucks, one of us gave him a board, and then by the end of the day, he was skating on a mini ramp that she'd never even seen before. And
sweet,
yeah, that was
a Colorado kid,
how...
man. Those Colorado kids are good at anything on a board.
Yeah, you just go there. It's just, you gotta find something to do out there.
Yeah. I lived in Philly for a while when I was a kid, and we used to go to Lancaster every now and then just to stare at Amish people and go to like,
that's the number one.
Yeah,
that's the number one question when you go anywhere and you say you're from Lancaster, especially when you mispronounce it, even though you're from there. People are like, "Oh, there's Amish people there," and it's like, yeah. And I have had people being like, "Oh, so you're Amish?" I'm like, I'm literally holding an electric guitar right now. Like,
we got asked that in Allentown. We were like, "Oh, where are you from?" Lancaster. "Oh, so you guys are Amish?" Like, what are we talking about? Are we Amish?
You should roll with it. Tell them you're on that 1 year. You know how they get that 1 year off from being Amish? Yeah.
Yeah, we're on Rumspringa.
Yeah.
Woo!
You should have an alter ego band called Rumspringa and dress like Amish people. What was high school like there? As far as like a punk scene, was there a punk scene, or when did you guys kind of first get into punk rock?
So I had a very mainstream punk. We had Angry Young and Poor, like right down the street, which is like one of the biggest punk shops ever. The people come all around the world to go to that store. So there was always a scene, but we just didn't like find it. And I think it wasn't until Landon actually moved away, and I think there was more of a scene in his town than there was in my town.
Still Lancaster, but different area?
Well, no. Like he moved to Mannheim, where he still is now.
Oh, okay.
So it's only like
it's just like like the next town over.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But when we were in high school and he moved away, it didn't feel like the next town over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The world gets so much smaller the older you get.
Yeah. And it was like we didn't really. So like we were really into skateboarding and like we listened to punk, and then like you get a little bit older, and then you get more into girls, and then you drop off some other things, and then you find music, and then you can pick up an instrument, and then you're back into girls, and it's
Yep.
So yeah, he and I we were always into music, but it wasn't until much later that we actually like picked up instruments and started doing stuff. One of my friends bought a drum set and left it at my house. And it was always our idea. We were going to play music, because I had a guitar and I had a bass. And he left this drum set at my house. And then one night, I just hear a knock on the door. And sure enough, it's my friend and Lannon. And Lannon's like, "Hey, I bought that drum set off of him. It's coming home with me." It's like, okay. And then I think like the following weekend, maybe a little bit later, we started like, just writing nonsense.
Yeah.
The common thread for all of us, because we all kind of musically came from different places, but the common thread was the Misfits. We all liked the Misfits, and we were 16 and just picked up instruments for the first time. We were like, let's do that.
We could play this.
Yeah. It's the beauty of the Misfits.
It was one of those things where like I was like more into like I like punk, but I was like more into like now looking back back then it was called emo. But like, and he was more into like Landon was more into street punk, and the other guy that was in the band was more into like metal and hardcore, and Sabbath was like his thing. But like, so we went to start a band, and we're like, well, yeah, I guess the Misfits, let's do that. Like, We all like that.
Did you have like a decent local scene with like local bands and shit, or was it mostly just having to drive to Philly to see shows or to Baltimore?
I'll let him go.
Like he said, when I moved out of Lancaster into the next town over, there was there was like a small handful of guys, like 8, maybe 10 guys. And between like the 10 of them, had like 3 punk bands going.
Yeah, cool.
And they were doing shows anywhere they could, rent the VFW, rent a Jewish community center, rent out the local pool hall.
Yeah.
And then that's when we discovered all the guys that were in bands and playing punk in Lancaster City. And
Gotcha.
for years, that's just what everybody did. You just
And they
put a show
hated
together.
us.
Yeah. Yeah, we just would put shows together, and it was like 2005, 2006. So like MySpace was like the only social media. So you handed out flyers. You went to the mall and gave people flyers that they were going to throw in the trash, and you put them on telephone poles and that whole thing.
Yeah, because that's when we started. It was the winter of 2005. Our first show was in 2006.
Nice.
Same name and everything, or different band back then. Same name. Wow.
Same name. Oh yeah. When people now and they're like, "What's your band name?" I'm like, "Horrorwood Ending," and they just kind of give me that. They give me that like second look, and I was like, "All right, if you came up with a band name when you were 17, would it still be cool now? Like, is anything still?" And then my second comeback to that is like, the biggest band in the world's the Beatles, and their name's spelled wrong. So like, just let it go. Like, band names are meaningless. Once you say them 100 times, it's nonsense. Like,
it's true.
Yeah. Once you get used to a band and their name becomes meaningless once you like them.
Nowadays, the only thing you need your band name to be is Googleable.
Yeah.
John from Coffee with Lions told us that he came up to us. He goes, "I just want to let you guys know, like, your name is so Googleable."
Yeah,
like,
Google
or searchable. Yeah,
because you know who's not getting searched on the internet and listened to? A band called Black Hole.
Yeah.
Exactly. I tried to find a band called Salem last night, and like 10 other bands popped up, none of which was the band I was looking for.
Yeah,
exactly. That's all you. The name that's Googleable.
Yeah.
I kind of like Horrorwood Ending. I thought it was a pretty cool name.
Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, I like. Yeah, and it's one of those things where like, either you get it or you don't.
Yeah.
And we played a show, one of the shows at the kennel we played. I don't know what this guy was expecting, but he was talking to us afterwards, and he was like, "So the name," and I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "I don't why," and I said, and I was explaining to him, I was like, "Well, it's a play on words, like it's Holly," and he's like, "No, I get the joke," and I was like, "Okay." He's like, "But like, you guys aren't very like horror punk," and I was like, "Well, I don't know if that's true," but he's like, "I didn't get that vibe at all, because most of our stuff is pretty upbeat and almost poppy and things like that. So like, it's really weird to see how different people take our name and how people have preconceived ideas of what we're going to sound like, especially when you've been doing it so long and you've written so many different songs. It's hard to say like, that's what we sound like, or that's what we don't sound like.
Right.
But yeah, I love when people hear our name for the first time, because there's always that pause. There's always that, okay, like, yeah.
They're sorting out whether they like it or not.
Yeah, it's like, it's like when you take a sip of wine and you're like, you're waiting for the notes. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I like this?
Do I like this?
I do.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of all that, then you guys are about to drop a 3-song EP, or has it already come out at this point?
So it will come out Saturday, set for 10 a.m.
So all right. So at the time of this
recording,
it came out yesterday.
Yes, at the time it came. Yep, it came out the previous day. Oh my god, and I'm a wreck about it.
You shouldn't be a wreck about it. Great,
it's really good.
It's really
Thanks,
good.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks. We were
We haven't released music since 2011.
new music since 2011.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like
well-
that was our.
It's great. It really is great. Like
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
You're you guys were
wanna
like
own
the
this.
first people to hear it. Like
Yeah, that are
outside
friends
of
and
like,
family.
outside of friends and family. So
Oh wow. Well, thanks.
it was
Yeah. Thanks, man.
I jammed the fuck out of it drinking beers in my kitchen.
that's,
I have the CD.
that's what it was meant for.
Yeah. That's what
I
I
have
like
this.
to hear.
Yeah, I have the CD sitting in the car right now, and it's all I've been listening to. And I think like every time I hear it, it's going to be the time I'm like, ugh. But now it's I'm really proud of it. It came out better than I expected it to come out, and yeah, I'm nervous and anxious and all the words for the day for the release. I'm excited for people to hear it.
So yeah, I like hearing that you listen to it because like I like listening to my own music too. I find it weird when people are like, I don't listen to my own music. That's weird. No, it's not. It's music.
Yeah, no, I listened to it.
You wrote it
almost to a fault.
Well, I mean, you're gonna hyper criticize your own stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why some people don't do it, but like, you know, it's fucking music, and you wrote it, and obviously you love music because you're writing music. Like, why wouldn't you listen to your own stuff? It's different. Like, I don't listen to my podcast. That's different.
Yeah,
it's me, you know, spewing idiotic things out of my mouth. Why would I want to listen back to that? You know, but music's different, you know, because it's like art.
Yeah. And I feel like I was actually thinking about this in the car the other day. I was like, I have to listen to this 200 times before it doesn't sound like me.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where like, I was there when it was written. I was there when it was demoed. I was there when we recorded it, and I hear all the imperfections, and I hear everything that sounds like me, everything that makes it unique to me. And if I hear it 200 times, it'll finally stop feeling like that, and it will just sound like music. And I want to be able to almost hear it for the first time, like I never did all that other stuff. And that's how, when I go back to like our first album, that's how I feel about that. Like, it's not the best thing in the world, but we did it. It's ours. I own it. And that's what I do. Like, I just have to keep listening to it until I hear it where it doesn't sound like something I did. And then I can have it. Then I can have a unique view of it. Yeah.
I hope this happens to you at some point. One of the funnest things I think about like writing and recording music is like, say like this instance, things like this happen, but one specific instance, recording demos, right? And then finding those demos years later. And at the time, like finding them and going, oh shit, I totally forgot about, you know, this little demo session. I remember fucking hating this. Let's see how bad it is. And then getting like 3 songs in and finding that this one song and going, holy fuck, this is better than the album version that we recorded. Why did I hate this so much at the time?
That has happened. Yep.
Yeah. I love it.
So I'm a hoarder in the sense that like everything I write, whether I hate it or I love it, I keep it forever. I have just like computer files full of lyrics I wrote that I'm never going to use. Like I wrote them in high school. They were terrible then, they're terrible now, but like maybe. When the cool thing about this, the EP, is that all of these songs, so we haven't really gone into it, but like we took a break for a while. You know, life happened. We released our first album, and then we all kind of like walked away, and we did other stuff together over the years. But you know, and then after the pandemic and everything went down, we just started a group chat, and we just started talking and kind of deciding that we all wanted to play music again. And over the years, people had reached out to us to ask if we had merch, to ask if we had albums left, and people would just find our Bandcamp, even though we haven't done anything with it in a decade or whatever, and they'd be like, hey, I found your album and I just want to let you know that I think it's awesome.
Mhm.
And like stuff like that. So when we decided to like start playing music again, we were like, let's do Horrorwood. Let's give it an honest go
Mhm.
as adults in the right headspace. And so what's cool about this EP is that all three of these songs predate that predate that hiatus. And some of them were like, so the first song, They Won't Stay Dead, is like one of the first songs I ever wrote when we started Horrorwood Ending. But I was never able to get it right
Mhm.
until now. And that's why,
kind of cool.
yeah.
So that's like
Um,
almost a 20-year-old song then.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I was never able to get it. I had the first verse and everything sitting on my computer, and I had the bridge in mind of what I wanted to do. And we had played with it practice after practice, and like we just never got it there. And it finally took us demoing it like with MIDI drums and stuff to like show the guys like this is what I want. So we were able to get it done.
Oh, Barbara, baby, please don't be scared. I know this is sudden, and we're so unprepared. But when the moon's low the sky and our life left to die in this total darkness, you pray your eyes to see, and nightmares all you seen. And someday maybe we could wake up from this dream, and then you're surprised when you finally realize the hero standing right before your eyes. And only time can tell if we make it out alive. Soaked in red, their shaking lips all said they won't stay dead. They won't stay dead. Oh, Barbara, baby, listen to me. He's not coming back. We just have to leave. And what can I do to get through to you? Please understand, I got the dirt left on my hand. It's a fight of our life, dissolving daylight. Trapped in a world so black and white. Tonight we make our stand, our hours at hand. The sun is gonna shine on us again. Now only time can tell if we make it out alive. Soaked in red, their shaking lips all said they won't stay dead. They won't stay dead. They won't stay dead. You grab your table leg. I can feel you shaking, glass shattering. If we take it, can we make it? Past the trees, towards the light. Burn all that we've left behind. Bless the path we travel on. Head first into the dawn. Barbara, can't you see that we're running out of time? It's not all in your head. They won't stay dead. They won't stay dead. They won't stay dead. Run, Barbara, run. They won't stay dead. Run, Barbara, run. They won't stay dead.
And then November, what I love about that song is like I had those lyrics that I hated sitting in a file somewhere for this boring song I wrote. And then I wrote like that bass riff, and just because I wanted to hear it with words to see if words worked, I just started humming those words because I looked at that song earlier in the day. So that's like really old lyrics with new music. the third song, Carnival of Souls, that's Lannon's song. I recorded a demo of that in my bedroom in high school, and he was like, "That's a good song." He's like, "That's a good. We got to do that song." And I was like, "No, I'm okay." Like, and he every time we talk about new music, he's like, "But that one song, that Carnival of Souls, that's a good song."
He demoed it again like 6 months ago and came to practice with it. We played it. He's like, "I fucking hate it." I'm like, "I'm telling you, dude, it's good. It's good. It's gonna be good. We got to work through some shit, and it'll be fine. It's a good song.
Yeah,
we can play that."
Yeah. So that's what I love about this EP is it's kind of like we took those old tracks in some way, shape, or form, redid them, and we're going to re-release them, or not re-release. We're going to release them, and everyone can see kind of what we had back then in the best form, and that's why I'm so excited for not only this, but like for what comes next, because everything after this is brand new.
Well, I'm excited to hear it based off of the CP because I really, really like the CP. Like,
yeah,
you guys
Awesome.
fucking knocked it out of the park. I want to own that on 7-inch someday. Just let you know.
We're gonna look into it.
Yeah, I know vinyl is vinyl nowadays, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's the dream, but
It's the dream.
It's a steep
we talked
dream.
about it. Yeah, it's a steep dream. That's exactly what it is.
you know, one day if you get it pressed on vinyl, I will be the first motherfucker to buy it.
Yeah, we want. Yeah, that's. It's such a good sampler. We wanted to. So I think that like, I know the world today is like albums are dead, and everything is dead, and
Ooh,
yeah. I hate like, and they're like, well, you want to put out a single every 3 months, and you want to like hype up that, and you want to get pre-saves, and you want to do this and do that. And when we were talking about releasing this, we were just like, have you ever pre-saved anything before? Like, I haven't pre-saved anything.
I don't even know what that means.
I was like,
to be honest with you.
Oh, no. So on Spotify, when you do a new release, you're supposed to push the release early and have people pre-save it so that when it comes out, Spotify will feed it to them immediately at that point.
Okay.
Immediately. Yeah. So, and we're just looking at these people doing release after release and pushing and pushing and pushing. And, you know, it happened to me the other day. Somebody was pushing their new release. And I was like, okay, you know what? I have a couple of minutes. I'll check it out and see what they released. And then I clicked on it. I followed like 2 different links and realized it's not out until Friday. So like,
God damn it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I wanted to check this out. I had
Yeah.
the time now. And, we just kind of started around talking about like that type of stuff. And then by the time that comes out, I'm going to feel like it's old because I've seen the album art. I've seen the title. It's just going to feel old. And I'm going to be like, oh, that thing. And I'm just going to be past it.
Yeah.
So that's why, although it's against every rule, we're like, let's just fucking put it out. We're just going to drop it on that day. Nobody knows about it but us. So if it fucks up, then oh well. Like if we don't make it to that date, like we scheduled this thing with you guys, and we didn't even have recording booked yet. We were just like,
really?
we were like December 16th, it's coming out.
Uh-huh.
and we started telling people it's coming out. Like other bands and things like that. We're like, oh no, we're putting an EP out. It's December 16th.
We're getting it out.
And then we were like reaching out to podcasts and doing all this stuff and like about pushing it. Didn't record a single note yet. And then I reached out to the studio and I was like, man, I really hope you have time in November. And he's like, yeah, you probably want to do it by this time. So we got it done. And then we're just sitting there twiddling our thumbs, waiting for mixes to come. And we're like putting the CD order in, we're getting shirts made. And it's like, I had this map on my phone of all the deadlines, everything had to be in for the 16th. And as of like,
throw a shout out to whoever recorded that because they did an excellent fucking job.
They really did. That is Hayden at Dark Side Audio out of Mechanicsburg. He absolutely did an incredible job. We heard of him through a band, like a metal band. I guess they're death metal. They're from York called Verminoth. And they did all of their stuff with him. And so we started like checking out his stuff and we're like, man, there's good stuff. Like he's really good.
Yeah.
Is it going to work for us? But we just went in there with faith. We're like, this guy knows what he's doing. He showed us his quality. And whatever if he wanted me to play guitar on one foot, if it was going to sound good, I was going to do it.
Yeah.
So the finished product speaks for itself. And I'm so excited for people to hear it. And I'm so excited.
Yeah, well, he did a solid job. You guys did a solid job.
Totally.
Landon, did you want to talk about like the demo? Like, how did it feel? I don't want to take your guys' jobs here, but
No, do it.
Do it. Do it.
How did it feel? So this was the first time, in a long time since we recorded. When we recorded our first album, it was like we played the songs a lot. We went into a room and we did it live. And I just want to know how it felt for him. Like, so I demoed all the tracks 100% 2 BPM. And he just trusted me and the process enough to go in there and just like lay it down. Was it weird hearing the recordings, the demos first? And did you trust the process that it was going to turn out okay?
No, I mean, it made it so easy for me. He demoed everything. Like he had like MIDI drums just to like make it sound like a song. And then there was a couple of things that he programmed that was like, I really want you to play this part. I'm like, all right. Gave it to me with click tracks and scratch guitars and stuff like that. And the week prior to the studio, I just locked myself in the basement and played the songs for a week leading up to the studio. And we went in and it was like, we knew it was going to go easy.
Nice.
Or I knew it was going to go easy because we put all the legwork in ahead of time and we showed up. All the pre-production was already done. We walked into the studio with stems for scratch tracks and our own click tracks and our own everything. Between setup and the takes to get those 3 songs done, I think it was like an hour and a half or 2 hours to do drums, and I was done. I was like, oh, I'm done. I don't have to do anything.
That's awesome.
We did the
I'm
whole
not a good
EP.
drummer. Like I was like, oh shit, 2 hours. Let's go.
We did the whole EP in 14 hours.
Yeah,
Nice.
All 3
Hey,
songs.
hell yeah.
Yeah. we booked 2 days, and we're like, well, whatever's done in 2 days is what's going to be done. Like this shit needs to be out by the 16th.
Yeah.
We put so many balls in motion for this gig we have the 16th, and we're like, is it all gonna?
Oh, and we also have a beer release that same day, so that's cool too.
That's right. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
We
talk about that for a second. The beer.
So the event we're playing on Saturday is Fang Around. It is a event that's held. It was originally held 3 times a year. Now it's going to be held twice a year, and it's to promote like the Royal Square District. So it's basically like this giant block party / like vendor, and there's always bands, and there's all these great local shops. It's like they block off a street. They have all these great local like art studios and oddity shops and things like that. And so when we first started playing shows, it was really hard to like go to somebody with music from 2011 and be like, we'd like to play a show, please. Because nobody would have us. So there was this Fang Around event coming up, and I was like kind of watching it on my phone. Its submissions had passed. We're sitting at the table. We're sitting at Lannon's dining room table. We're like, guys, how do we get a fucking show? And they're like, just send the email. Just ask. Yeah. Just ask if they'll put us on a corner and just like, just let us play. So I sent the email, and as soon as I sent it, Lauren from the Dark Parlor, who runs the Fang Around, she's like, we got room. She's like, we can do that. And I was like, we were so excited. So we played that first Fang Around in a hurricane. Outdoors,
under a tent.
outside, under a tent.
That's not a lie. That's exactly what happened.
100%. But we're like, they're not canceling. Okay, we're not canceling. Like, we're going.
Were there people?
Oh yeah. It was an outdoor event.
That's awesome.
There was a great crowd. It's called Tent City because it was like 12 tents all lined up. So if you stood between the tents, then you were screwed. But it was a great show. It went really well. So because of that, we got invited back, and then we just started getting. That's why I said York was like our adopted home because of Fang Around. Because of Fang Around, we got on the Kennel show, which is a good story because it ended up we had to play 2 shows in one night, like 45 minutes apart. Yeah. So that was fun. But anyway, so we keep going back to this Fang Around event because they're so good to us. And Lauren at the Dark Parlor is incredible. Kate, she's great. And that was not a quote. So the one night we're out at the Kennel in York, and they're all there because York kids are thick as thieves. And they're like, the last Fang Around we did, another band had a beer release, and Kate and Lauren from the event, they're just like, you guys should do a beer release. And we're like, us? Like we should do a beer release? And they're like, oh yeah, you should do a beer. Like, so they like pushed us to do it. And so then we started sending emails back and forth, and I was like, okay, it got to the point where we were going to do it. But I was like, the Dark Parlor, Fang Around, they've been so good to us. I want it to be a 3-way collab with this bar, us, and Fang Around. So Lauren from the Dark Parlor did the artwork for it. And we just basically reached out to him and said, hey, our first album was called Waiting for a Heartbeat. We always throw around that we're still waiting. Like that's kind of like our tagline now. So we wanted it to be the Still Waiting Stout. And he came back to us with a flavor, and it was really simple, easy process. I'm sure not for him, but for us, it was pretty easy.
We didn't do anything. We sent a few emails, approved some artwork, and we're like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Still waiting hazelnut coffee stout. I'm in.
That's a great. Oh, it's a coffee stout too.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I have to get. What is the name?
It's Collusion Tapworks.
Collusion Tapworks. Still Waiting Stout. I have to get my hands.
Now
on.
we need to do a fucking beer for our brain insert for the podcast.
We do. Oh shit!
Absolutely. Everyone's doing a beer, man.
Yeah,
Everyone's doing a beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the thing right now. You need a
By the
beer.
time
What do you
we-
mean you're not doing a beer?
That's
There's a brewery like
Goddamn
in
brewery.
Mechanicsburg, right on the other side of Harrisburg, Love Drafts Brewing Company.
Mhm.
And they have a venue and stuff in there. And they literally held a battle of the bands in there not that long ago. And the grand prize is they will give you a collab beer.
Hell
awesome.
yeah. All
So
right.
that's just do a beer.
Yeah.
Just two beer.
Yeah.
By the time we got it done, I was like, oh man, it's kind of everyone's getting one now. Like,
Whatever. It's still cool.
Everybody's always like
oh,
my shit.
it's really cool. I'm
If
very
we do a
excited for that.
beer, if we do a beer and have a release, we'll have you guys down to play it for sure.
Mhm.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
sweet.
100% on that one. Yeah.
And the Jasons, because
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love the Jasons.
I
That's
said
awesome.
we were a little late to like discover the Jasons. They kind of
Yeah.
flew under our radar for a little while, and then they played York Saturday, October 14th, and we were so pumped to see them for the first time. And then we got Jerry from Savage Mountain booked us to open for Coffin Cats.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh shit, we're gonna miss the Jasons, but we can go play with Coffin Cats.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
So let's go do that. So then the show the other week that got announced, and then I was like, okay, I'm not missing this. I don't give a fuck what happens.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
get
yeah.
offered a show, my
Right.
cat dies, I'm going
Yeah.
to see the Jasons. Like I'm absolutely going to see the Jasons.
My favorite story is that he took
Uh,
his wife, who knew nothing of the Jasons.
Oh, and their show now, which is
Yes.
so much different than their show was 5 years ago.
she was horrified. Like they got on stage and she's just looking, and I see her face, and she's just terrified looking. And I'm like, what? And she's like, what the fuck is this? And then, they start with that sound clip intro track, and V
Yeah.
turns around and it's just V's ass.
Yep.
And she's just looking at V's butt cheeks like, I cannot fucking believe I let you drag me to this thing.
That being
It was-
said, you cannot wait to see our Christmas card.
Yeah, she's gonna hate the Christmas card.
Yes. Yeah, I think I've probably, because you guys have had him on here
A few
four
times.
times,
yeah.
three
Yeah.
times. I think I've
Yeah.
listened to all of them, and that show, I'm standing in the bathroom, I'm taking a leak, and outside of the bathroom I hear 3D laughing. And it just I'm standing there taking a piss, and I'm just laughing because I hear 3D laughing, and he just has that
It's so
that
infectious.
yeah, it really is. You hear his laugh and you can't help but laugh, and I was like, this is great. This is real
Yeah.
life. I love it.
Yeah.
So John set this whole thing up to be on the podcast, and that was me and our bassist Mike, who was like in the conversation, and Lannon's heard more episodes of your guys than anybody else. Like I've listened to a lot of them, but he's listened. He was like, the fuck, I am not being on that.
That's awesome. I was prepping. I had a colonoscopy today. Fun fact. So I was listening to your stuff as I was prepping for a colonoscopy, and it made it more bearable. So thank you.
I don't know
I'm
if that's
glad
a
we could
compliment
help.
or not.
That'll be.
I'll
Yeah,
take it as a compliment.
that's the best
I'll take
compliment
that.
you'll ever get.
Yeah.
Yeah, we eased him through his colonoscopy. I'm in.
Just take it as a win.
I'm fine with that.
You guys are at the
Hell
top
yeah.
now.
Yep.
What's it feel like to be at the top?
Hell yeah. I
Let me
heard you
tell
guys
ya.
like called off the anesthesia. I was like, I don't even need it. Just onward. We asked you 3 questions to everybody we have on the podcast. If you were on death row, what would your final meal be?
I've been thinking about this long and hard. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, it's tough for me. I love food,
Yeah.
but I'm also like pretty simple. So I love the people's answer of like just whatever makes it a fucking mess where the guy's got to clean it up. I love that
Yeah.
answer, but I can't take it. I want to say like, dude, like steak and lobster would just something simple like that. But there's a bar right around the corner for me that has this bulgogi and kimchi like rice bowl with like a poached egg on top.
I didn't even follow that sentence, but Matt's like, "Yep." Mm-hmm.
I know about some bulgogi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I like weird
that
shit.
that might be it. I'm thinking that the Artifice Brewing Company's bulgogi and kimchi stir fry with a nice creamy poached egg on top.
I want this.
That might
right
serve.
now.
That might serve both in
That
and
will
out.
serve both purposes.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to Matt.
Yeah.
That's
Mine would be, I'm a pretty picky eater to begin with. But geez, how many years ago was that now? 25 years ago, I gave up eating meat.
okay.
So if I was on death row and I had one meal left, I would want the greasiest, most disgusting, cheese whizziest cheesesteak that there's ever been. That's the only thing I miss from not eating meat is like a real cheesesteak.
A real
Like,
gnarly cheesesteak. Yeah. Hell yeah.
and if I can have any cheesesteak through time and space.
Yes.
When I was younger, my father took me to have a cheesesteak. It's one of my favorite memories. He drove me like really far away to this weird place that he had a cheesesteak once that was really good because that's like who my dad was.
Mm-hmm.
And he had me have a cheesesteak from this place, and it was incredible. And like when I think of a cheesesteak, that's the cheesesteak I want.
Nice.
But you don't know the place?
Oh, I know the place, but like, what's the point? It'll never be as good as that cheesesteak.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to know because I might go there and eat it.
Yeah, what's the place?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: I don't know the name of it, but I know how to get there.
Oh.
Gosh.
my buddy Matt that lives down here he's from Philly actually. He started a little breakfast cafe here and then also has a food truck. He would just have a restaurant, but the little breakfast cafe is part of like a little art cafe, and they won't let him have like an actual grill in there or anything that could catch the place on fire because I don't know, the owner of the place is weird.
He doesn't want his place being burned down.
I know.
What a weird guy.
But these cheesesteaks that he finally got a permanent spot for his food truck here, just like literally this past week. But his cheesesteaks, again, this dude is from Philly. It's like he makes a homemade Gruyere cheese whiz.
Nice.
Cheese whiz.
Yeah.
A homemade Gruyere cheese whiz. Like,
You're not ready for that, please.
dude, these cheesesteaks are so fucking good. Like,
Nice.
I'll pass.
they're like legendary.
I'm not on death row. I'll pass. Please tell me how great they are somewhere. This is great.
All right. Second question is, if you could, they could take your ashes now and turn it into a vinyl record of your choice. So if you're cremated and you were going to have your ashes eternalized into an album, which album would you choose?
I'm going to go with, off the top of my head, without thinking about it too much, I'm going to go with AFI, Black Sails.
Oh,
I love that album.
excellent choice. How can you not? How can any,
Now I'm really upset
punk
about
fan, not love that album? It's
Yeah,
so
I'm not even a huge AFI fan, but I fucking love that record. That's a great fucking record.
I listened to it today. Like that's probably
Nice.
that's my answer.
Hell yeah.
every time you listen to that record, you fall back. Well, you fall back in love with it, just like
AFI. That early stuff was just so good.
From
when they were
like,
still, I don't know, when they were still basically a hardcore band.
Yeah.
I mean, their first, what is it, like 3 are like, they're good, but from Shut Your Mouth and Open Your Eyes through The Art of Drowning.
Yep.
It's just like they had something special going on there during
That
those
All
times.
Hallows EP is awesome too.
Yeah,
That
which is in that
thing,
time frame.
Yeah.
Even the stuff that's like I don't like, I still look at them and go, "You fucking pulled it off. You
Yeah.
did some crazy genre switch and you pulled it off every time."
Yep.
Yeah, their first few albums, studio wise, are like okay, but if you saw them live during that time period, you understand why they became so fucking popular. Like their studio, that's that's what you're looking for in a band. Like, you want a band that performs amazing live. Like, they play the shit live better than you hear it on the recording. And the bands that have amazing recordings that still do it better live, those are the ones that go very, very far.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I wasn't ready for this one. And it can't be. Well, I know everyone on this always goes, "Hey, can it be my record? Can it be mine?"
I mean, technically, yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Why not?
So
We don't hate on that answer
I'm
at all.
Here's the thing. I love Waiting for a Heartbeat. That's our first album, and I love it. But I'm always looking forward, and I'm gonna have a better album next. I'm sure of it. And I'm gonna make damn sure of it by putting all the work in. So I'm gonna do an album that's more important to me. I don't know if anybody would have heard of it, but when people ask me my favorite album of all time, it's actually a Bright Eyes album. If you ever listen to them,
Yeah, I know that.
yeah. But their album "To Love and to Be Loved" or "Lifted," or "The Stories in the Soil Put Your Ear to the Ground," is absolutely one of my favorite albums. And again, it was one of those things in high school where like it was called emo then, but now it might be called folk punk. Like,
yeah,
it's a lot of cowboy chords. It's a lot of
kind of like older Modest Mouse, which was the kind of the same way almost.
Yeah, it's like they had like their own record company where Saddle Creek Records, where everything came off of them. Metric was on there, I think, and there was just a lot of bands all kind of doing the same thing, but it was all good. And he ran the record label himself. Connor Oberst is the guy who he is Bright Eyes. He's the songwriter. And everything I learned about like kind of like songwriting and playing guitar and song structures is from listening to Bright Eyes songs in my room and playing them and singing them, and everything kind of happened from that.
Which album was it again? I'm sorry.
Lifted. It has a long title, but it's technically called Lifted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Lifted, or "The Stories in the Soil Put Your Ear to the Ground" is its full title.
I'm gonna listen to. I'm marking it in Spotify. I'm gonna listen to how it was.
I feel bad. I feel bad now.
No, dude, I love
ruined,
all music, man. Like,
I just ruined your day at work.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
One of those things where I love it and it's special to me, and if somebody else hates it, I'm like, eh.
All right, Mount Rushmore of punk rock. So you get a Crazy Horse. So you get 5 people.
The Jerry Crazy Horse.
Yep. Yeah, it's just called the Jerry Horse.
The Jerry Horse.
Can I do it as can I put a band together?
Yeah, some people do that.
Yeah.
That's actually yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do it like it's mine. So it's the people that mattered to me, the people that influenced me.
Yeah.
I hope we don't have all the same people.
I don't think we will.
We've been friends for a long time, and we listen to a lot of the same music.
No, I don't think we will, because my Crazy Horse is going to throw you for a loop, guaranteed. Okay. I thought this question I did think about because I knew you guys asked it. So I'm putting Derek Grant from Alkaline Trio on drums.
Excellent.
Love Derek Grant. I wanted to say Matt Freeman on bass, but I really want Lars on guitar, so I don't want to take 2 guys from Rancid.
What?
So I'm gonna put Lars on guitar.
Okay. I've never heard him listen to Rancid in his life.
I'm putting Lars on guitar. I'm gonna put Jade Puget from AFI on the other guitar. Argyle Goolsby's playing bass.
Nice.
And Mark Unseen is my front man.
Oh shit.
Because I loved the Unseen. Like that I remember the first time I heard Explode, I was like, I don't know that.
I'm gonna
like
explode.
that. I don't know what's up with I don't know what's up with that guy's voice, but yeah, I'm gonna explode.
Sweet.
Solid. If I remember correctly, the Unseen's a Boston band, right? Are they from Boston?
Yeah, Massachusetts, somewhere in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I've seen him open for Tiger Army like 4 times. So
nice.
Yeah.
We used to
I think I've also seen them open for Tiger Army. Actually,
was it in Baltimore?
Yeah,
it may have been actually.
Well, we may have been at the same show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have a joke between us that like every bill was somehow made worth it by the unseen. It was like one band, one big band, another big band. You're like, I don't know, and you're like, well, the unseen's opening. You're like, okay, I'll go. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I'm up. I hate this. So I'm just not cool, guys. You know, and I feel better about not being cool the older I get. But like, so top 5, Glenn Danzig,
Yep.
Matt Skiba. I have Davey Havoc.
I like all these choices.
Yeah.
You have a lot of frontmen.
Yeah, well, that's my thing.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I was a front man, so I kind of like these choices.
Yeah, Linda Zay, Meskiva, Davey Havoc. It feels weird to say, but Goolsby or TB are going to have to be from Blitzkid.
Mhm.
Blitzkid was such a huge inspiration to us.
Yeah.
He picked Argyle on bass. So I'll pick TB
Okay.
because I think his songs are just incredible. So who was that? Danzig, Skiba,
Right.
Havoc, TB,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do Jack Grisham from TSOL.
Cool.
It's one of
Good
my
choice
favorite
there.
favorite lead singers.
That's definitely your wild card.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Is
my
that a
wild card.
first, Matt? I don't remember him ever being mentioned.
I think so. I don't remember him either.
Yeah.
I'll be that guy.
Cool.
He's great. TSOL.
Yeah, it's
Joy
crazy.
Killer.
First for TB too.
Oh,
Yeah.
first for TB. He's an incredible songwriter and a better guy. Like every time I've ever met TB, he's been great. One time I was really trying to learn Let's Go to the Cemetery. And I was like, hey man, can you show me the solo for Let's Go to the Cemetery? And like right in the back room, he showed it to me. Or he told me what it was. He was like, well, you just do this, this, and that. And I was like, okay, I'm not very good at guitar, but I'll try. And and then he got on stage and right between songs, I was like, can you show me real quick? He was like, yeah, sure. And he showed me right there between songs.
Nice. Yeah, I love those guys. We had them for their Escape the Grave tour, which got postponed like 3 different times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was actually just looking and I saw that you guys had them, Dead End Lane, and Galaxy Has Eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We played with Dead End Lane in
Wilmington.
Bar 13. Yeah, Bar 13.
Oh yeah, Bar 13. Yeah.
And they were awesome. That's where we met Will West, who we'll see on Saturday at Fangaround. His Paperback's playing.
Nice.
World renowned Will West.
That's right.
Wild Wild West. Will.
Yeah.
He is just larger than life.
Yeah,
I
he's
tell ya.
awesome.
Yeah.
Always a good hang.
Yeah.
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 And then we'll see him again the following month at Bar 13.
Hell yeah. Why don't you guys plug everything you have coming up and then let people know where they could find you on the internet.
All right. Well, yesterday, our EP came out called So This Is Dying. You can check that out on Spotify and all the places digital music is available, including Bandcamp, where you can pick up the CD. We also have new shirts for the drop, new pins, new stickers, all that kind of good stuff. So Horrorwood Ending on Bandcamp, Horrorwood Ending 717 on Instagram, Horrorwood Ending on Facebook. Just keep saying Horrorwood Ending. It's Googleable. It's very
Say it
Googleable.
3 times in a mirror, we might show up.
Pop up.
Yeah.
So we'll be playing in York at Fangaround this Saturday. We have a show in Wilmington, Delaware, January 2nd weekend in January, and then we're playing
12th.
our home 12th, and then we're playing Lancaster, PA, our hometown. It's the first time we played our hometown in over a decade,
Wow.
easily over a
Okay,
decade. There's not a lot of places here in hometown, like in Lancaster. So we finally got a show there. We're very excited about.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for doing this, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No, yeah, this is a blast.
Yeah, again, like Ron said, thanks again for coming on. It was nice, putting faces to names, and
Yeah.
and we'll be in touch about shows and shit.
We'll get you to DC next year for sure.
Have you down to DC? Yeah,
Cool, man.
We'd love it.
100%. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, guys. All right. Later.
See ya.
Thanks for hanging out for another week. Be sure to check out punkboxrocks.com and merchslut.com. Check us out on all social media outlets at Our Brains Hurt and at ourbrainshurt.com. We will talk to you next week. Stay safe. Adios.
How do I do this shit? I can still hear you. So what do I have to press? Close.